Good morning from your state capital. Again, I'm State Representative Tim Jones, and I bring you greetings from Jefferson City. We are at the end of another week, I believe our 7th week of the legislative session for 2010, and this week has been an extremely exciting and fast-paced week here at the Capitol, as happens as we get further into session. The budget, again, is forefront in everyone's minds, and State Representative Alan Isett, who's the chairman of our Budget Committee, presented an update this week about the state's budget. Because of the challenging economic times we are in, Budget Chairman Isett has recommended yet another 5% cut to the appropriations committees that they make as they work through the budget process, which has been extremely difficult this year. Our consensus revenue numbers at the end of January showed that we were about 12% down for the year. Now, that is dramatic. However, Missouri is definitely in a much better place than many of our neighboring states. But what we have to do is make the tough choices that require fiscal restraint during these lean times. Every family in Missouri, every business in Missouri is tightening their belts, making the necessary changes and cuts to their bottom line, and state government should be no different. We should continue to provide essential and necessary services, but we must make sure that we reduce any waste and fraud and fat in the budget, especially during these economic times, which are challenging upon your families as well as state government. In addition, this week, we did pass a bill sponsored by Representative Jerry Nolte from the Kansas City side of the state that focused on retaining very important manufacturing and industrial jobs in our state. It provides certain tax incentives and other good programs aimed at keeping manufacturing and industrial jobs here in Missouri, something we've been losing quite a bit over the past many decades. I think it was an excellent bill, and I voted in favor of it. Finally this week, I am proud to announce that I was able to perfect a bill in the House, and we will hopefully third read and pass it out today, that has to do with ending the subsidy on access rates. This is a telecommunications industry issue. However, it is very important for every consumer in the state of Missouri. And I believe that with the passage of this bill, if we can get some kind of compromise position with the Senate, you, the consumer, will definitely see greater services, more innovation, and a reduction in the bottom line of what you pay in intra-state long-distance phone calls. This matter was tackled by the federal government on interstate phone calls, whenever you call from Missouri to another state, many years ago, back in the early 90s. And since that time, we have benefited from an over 60% decrease in our interstate telephone rates. It's now time for Missouri to tackle this issue so we can all have better phone service, better media service, internet, television, runs the gamut. Telecom industry is something that is very important as we go into the 21st century. And Missouri needs to bring itself into the 21st century on interstate access rates too. So a very important bill, and those are just some of the items we have tackled this week in your state capital. Again, I'm Tim Jones, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week. Thank you for your time.